They thought the husky was fixating on their newborn in a way they couldn't allow. He had been doing it all week. He was doing it again right now. And in 4 minutes, nothing about this situation would look the way it currently looked. Coda was a 3-year-old Siberian Husky with ice blue eyes and the kind of independence that made people say he was more cat than dog. He was not a needy animal. He did not seek proximity for comfort the way golden retrievers do. He moved through the world on his own terms, came when he chose, stayed when it suited him, which made the behavior around the newborn completely unexplainable. Simone and David Park brought their son Henry home on a Friday. Henry was 7 pounds 4 ounces, 20 days old, the smallest person either of them had ever been fully responsible for. They had prepared the house, prepared the dog, read the literature, done everything recommended by 3 separate sources. None of it accounted for what Coda did on Monday morning. He came to the bassinet while Simone was in the adjoining bathroom, 12 feet away, door open less than 90 seconds, and pressed his face over the side rail, nose toward Henry's face, holding position. When Simone came back out, Coda was looking at her with an expression she could not classify. Not guilty, not playful, something entirely flat and directed. She removed him from the room. Tuesday it happened again. Wednesday? Thursday she stood in the hallway and felt something cross over from concerned to alarmed. She called her mother. Her mother said, "That dog should not be near the baby. Some dogs don't adjust. Better to find out now." Simone had not grown up with dogs. David had, but he was traveling for work. She trusted her mother's instinct. She called a rescue organization that afternoon and described the behavior. The person on the phone said, if the dog is showing persistent fixation on the infant and cannot be redirected, that's worth taking seriously. She put Coda in the kitchen with the door closed. He scratched at it for 3 hours before she let him out. If you stay for stories about what animals sense before we do, you're in the right place. Subscribe so you don't miss the next one. On Friday night at 11:47 p.m., she woke to a sound she had never heard from this dog in 3 years. Not howling, something closer to the ground than that, a sound that went through the walls instead of over them. She sat up. The baby monitor showed Henry in the bassinet. The audio was quiet. She went to check anyway. Henry was on his back. His color, in the nightlight, was not right. His chest was moving, but the movement was too shallow and too far apart. His lips had taken on a color that she did not have a clinical word for, but whose wrongness hit her somewhere below cognition. She called 911. She performed infant rescue breathing until the paramedics arrived. The paramedic who took him from her in the hallway was named Josephine Ray, 7 years in emergency response. She worked over Henry for 90 seconds in the hallway and then said clearly, "He's stable. Let's move." At the hospital, Dr. Marcus Aldridge, neonatology, told them, Henry had an apnea episode, a temporary cessation of breathing that occurs in some newborns, particularly in the first weeks, and is not always predictable. In a home without a cardiorespiratory monitor, a caregiver who does not discover the episode within the first several minutes faces significantly worse outcomes. He paused. "You found him in time. I want you to know that. Has your dog ever done something that made no sense until it was the only thing that made sense? Tell us in the comments." Later, a pediatric sleep specialist named Dr. Layla Osei explained what Coda had likely been detecting. Newborns with apnea episodes often show subtle changes in exhaled breath chemistry, CO2 concentration shifts, slight changes in airway secretion compounds, in the minutes before a significant event. Dogs have been documented in research settings detecting breathing irregularities in infants before any visible or audible sign presents. What Coda had been doing at the bassinet every morning was not fixation, it was surveillance. He had been monitoring Henry's breath for irregularities since Monday. Every time Simone removed him from the room, she removed the only monitoring system in the house that was calibrated to catch what happened Friday night. Simone sat in the hospital family room and thought about the rescue organization phone call, about the kitchen door, about 3 hours of scratching that she had treated as a management problem to be corrected. She called David. She did not speak for a long time when he picked up. Then she said, "You need to hear what happened." Coda was asleep in the kitchen when they got home. He heard them come in and came to the hallway and pressed his face once toward Henry's carrier. Simone let him. Every guardian deserves to be recognized, even the ones who never asked for anything in return. If stories like this matter to you, subscribe so you never miss the next one. Henry is 4 months old. He has a cardiorespiratory monitor now on medical recommendation, Coda sleeps beside the bassinet every night. They did not call the rescue organization back. There was nothing left to explain.